beginning of the mobilization of the whole nation.
Just the time for an ice-cold bottle of delicious and refreshing Coca-Cola.
To be a really significant library, you need to have a specialty area. Radio was one of the significant things that occurred in this greater Los Angeles area, and nobody was doing anything with it, and yet there were some wonderful collections that could be available. And so that was, I think, the entree into why we got into the radio, old-time radio, the golden age of radio. Over the period of years, with council assistance, staff support, and so forth, we ended up being the repository of several major collections. But the costs associated with it and keeping it and making it available to the public became significant, and so then it became necessary that we looked to see who we could partner with.
The Thousand Oaks Library Foundation was formed in 1983 to support special collections of the Thousand Oaks Library. Shortly afterwards, the American Radio Archives was formed, and that was for the purpose of preserving the history of radio.
The City of Thousand Oaks has worked in partnership with the Thousand Oaks Library Foundation from the very beginnings of the American Radio Archive. And city staff, like myself and many others who have gone before me, have provided expert assistance as librarians, catalogers, archivists, and curators, helping to manage and process this collection through its very early days in the 1980s up to the present.
Over the years, the collection has been added to by many sources and really developed into this fantastic collection, huge with thousands and thousands of items, a collection of great national significance.
The American Radio Archives is just an incredible collection. There's some really, world-class collections there, Norman Corwin, Rudy Valley, Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters. There's just an incredible wealth of information that documents the first decades of broadcasting in America.
The scripts alone are one of the largest script collections in the world. And the recordings cover the entire history of recorded radio from the 1920s right up to the 1960s, and then including some tribute programs right up to the current day. It truly fills in a part of the history of American culture.
We've had researchers, we've had people writing books, people coming and using the collection, so it's really been of great use. But unfortunately, we have not been able to make it accessible, fully accessible to the public.
The sound collection has always been waiting to be digitized. We would never be able to manage the sound transfer for this collection. And so we're really happy with the partnership that the Library Foundation has formed with UCSB to undertake the next step of this journey.
UCSB has long had a specialization in the preservation of historical audio formats, whether that's 16-inch transcription discs like here behind me, or open reel tapes, or wax cylinders. We've developed expertise in preserving those formats over many years. When the Thousand Oaks Library Foundation contacted UC Santa Barbara about the library taking over the stewardship and curation of the American Radio Archives, we were obviously thrilled. It's one of the largest and most important archives in the country documenting radio history, and to even be considered to have that role of taking on the next generation of stewardship of the collection was really honored, and we're really glad that it's going to come here and be accessible to researchers and students.
I can tell you that not only was I personally ecstatic, but the board was just delighted. We really felt that we had fulfilled our purpose of stewarding this collection effectively and carefully and moving it on to a place where it will be able to be accessed by vast numbers of people.
UCSB is a public university. We're open not just to our students and faculty, but to the general public as well. The collection will be moved here to the Special Research Collections Department on the 3rd floor of the UCSB Library. We will be digitizing these recordings, putting them online so people can listen, on their smartphones or in their offices or wherever they happen to be. So anybody from the general public will be able to come in and access the collections, look at the historical photographs, look at the scrapbooks, request a digitized copy of a recording. And that's really what distinguishes our program here, is that wide public access that we do provide to audiovisual materials.
I'll tell you what politics is. It's your bank account and the assets of your corporation and the freedom of your art.
They've brought in this new thing, this new wrinkled colored television. Oh, that's really going to be something. Now when you're squinting at your television set, you can go blind in 6 delicious flavors.